Alright, we got everything working. Perfect. Okay. We're gonna start over here. What's up? Right now we are. What the fuck is this red bed? That's coming off a mini buy. Oh, because they play Thursday night. Okay. That's cool. This is man, I love this website. It's so cool. Alright. So I'm gonna be talking about Seattle Seahawks playoff scenarios. I am gonna go through this Monday Night Football game as well as the next 3 weeks, and I'm gonna pick every outcome because almost all of them affect the Seahawks, whether it be with draft stuff or with playoff scenarios. So I'm going to be going through and I'm going to pick the rest of the games for this season. But my main focus right now is the Seahawks because I don't know if my Rust poster is still in the shot behind me, but go Hawks. So we're going to start. I have the ESPN playoff machine open. We can go through this, go through the scenarios after I do this. It's pretty much the same thing, but just to, just to get a different look at things, So here with this playoff predictor website, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through it once, pick what I think is going to happen, and then I'm going to move over to the playoff machine and go through what could happen with a bunch of different outcomes. And then I have the Seahawks depth chart open, so if we need to, we can look at fucking certain positions, how good we are depth-wise going into these last 4 games of the season, which we are pretty shit when it comes to depth, just all around on this team, aside from maybe our wide receiver room and our tight end room. We're pretty shitty when it comes to depth, because you look at this, if Devin Witherspoon doesn't play, which is looking like he's not going to play tonight, we have to rely on Michael Jackson. Shit. We got Reek Woolen, who still he was tackling well in the Cowboys game, and then last game he went back to arm tackling. And then Trey Brown has been playing really well. He's been playing better than Reek Woolen. So he's been really good. But having to rely on Michael Jackson and Kobe Bryant and maybe even Artie Burns at times is really, really bad. And I hate it. And our defense is just really bad right now. Boye Mafe had his had his sack streak snapped against the Rams, and he hasn't gotten a single sack since then. So I don't know what happened, but I guess teams just started scheming for him and double teaming him more. But the only real positives I could say about this defense is Devin Witherspoon and Leonard Williams. Those are and maybe Jaron Reed. But Devin Witherspoon and Leonard Williams are the two players that I feel really good about. Because Spoon is he's elite. He's so fucking good. Spoon, you have Spoon as a slot corner for your future, and you're set. You never have to worry about that position. Ever. He is so fucking good. He can lock down in the slot. And that's what he's been doing all year long. And then Leonard Williams, oh man, I think there's maybe a 2% chance we don't re-sign him at the end of the year. But he has been really fucking good. The second round pick was high for him, but with the production he's already had, it's worth it. With the production he's already had this year, and potentially re-signing him to a 2-3 year deal. He is 100% worth it. And, oh man, I am so happy we have him. He is so fucking good. He has, I don't know how many sacks he has since he's been here, but just watching the games, he is so disruptive. And he's taken double teams away from our other guys. I mean, the only reason Darrell Taylor was able to get 1, should have been 2 sacks in that Cowboys game is because Leonard Williams was getting double teamed on every single snap. So, and even when he's being double teamed and held, he's still almost getting to the quarterback every single play. It's unbelievable. He is, I never really paid much attention to him when he was on the Giants, but man, he is so fucking good. He is so good. He's the best pass rusher we've had in years. He is so good. He's better. He's seriously better than anyone we've had in a long time. I mean, thinking back, I can't think of a pass rusher. I just can't in recent years. I mean, Jadeveon Clowney had a couple big games for us, like that Niners game in 2019, where he just pretty much won us the entire game. But, yeah, I can't think of a pass rusher in the last 5 years that's as good as Leonard Williams that we've had. It's just remarkable. Yeah, I'm so fucking happy he's on our team. So, and then, I mean, our offensive line, it's rough shit, man. I mean, Abe Lucas is back. That's great. Phil Haynes is on IR, which is also great because he sucks ass. Is Anthony Bradford better? I don't think he could be much worse than Phil Haynes, but he has been playing through minor injuries all season, so that is a problem. Yeah, having Phil Haynes on IR is good because he's not starting, but Anthony Bradford has already gotten injured a couple times this year, so if he gets injured again, we are fucked. We would have to slide Jason Peters to right guard, which you can't do that all game because he's the oldest guy in the league. He can't play for a full game. We could slide Evan Brown to right guard because he has a lot of experience at guard, mainly left guard, but he could play right guard, and then we put in Olu at center. However, do we trust Olu, especially when this is like must-win territory? Do we trust a brand new center who's only come in for, I think he's only played center in that Cardinals game, and that's when Geno fumbled the snap because they weren't on the same page. So when we're in like a must-win mode, you don't really want a brand new center coming in the last 4 weeks of the season. So sliding Evan Brown to right guard and having Olu at center is definitely not ideal. So you'd really want Bradford to stay healthy, but if he doesn't, Jason Peters is going to have to come in, and then probably you bring up Jake Curhan from the practice squad and have him split the snaps at right guard with Jason Peters. Because McClendon Curtis, I don't even know why he is on the roster, because he's been a healthy scratch in every single game this year. So I don't get why we didn't cut McClendon Curtis and sign him to the practice squad and keep Jake Curhan. That makes no sense to me at all. Because Jake Curhan is not that good, but he is so much better than a guy that's not even playing. Okay? So, I don't fucking understand it. I do not understand it. It's, oh my God. It pisses me off. It really does. And I know I'm wasting my energy getting pissed off over Jake Curhan, of all people. But would I rather have Jake Curhan or Raekwon O'Neal on this team? Fucking Jake Curhan. Okay? He started for us at multiple positions, and he's been solid. right? I mean, even when he was first starting at tackle, he was solid for a few games. He was pretty damn good. And then we moved him to guard. He was solid there. And then he was playing so much and he's not used to it. That's why he started to slip, you know? So he wasn't playing. His first few games of the season were his best, and then he started to gradually decline. But it's still something. He has experience on this line. He has experience with these running backs, this quarterback. He knows what he's doing. McClendon Curtis and Raekwon O'Neal have never played a game with us. So why are we keeping them on the active roster? Not even active. Why are we keeping them on the roster? And not Jake Curhan, who has played for us, knows this offense, knows the system. I don't fucking understand it. It makes no sense to me. And I mean, when it happened, I know it happened a while ago, like a month ago, but maybe that's why we're on the losing streak. But I don't understand it. And I know it's not that big of a deal, but this is one small piece just to show how bad our management is. That we are keeping these guys on the roster and not someone that played really well for us. That gels with this team. I do not understand it, and that is a hill that I will die on. I mean, fucking cut Brady Russell. What has he done all year other than miss a couple blocks? It's fucking stupid. I get it. You want to keep Brady Russell because Colby Parkinson and Noah Fant are going to be gone next year. So you want to have a tight end in this system this year so that they're used to it, and then when he's your tight end 2 next year, you got something to work with. But I get pretty heated because this team is not doing things the way that I think they should. Well, we talked about our offensive line. Maybe focused a little too much on the right guard position. Charles Cross is back to his normal self. His first few games back, he wasn't great, but that's to be expected. Abe Lucas, he's sharing snaps with Jason Peters. Hopefully that stops because we're going against the best defensive line in the league, probably. Okay. And then, I mean, we don't use our tight ends, so there's no point in talking about them because I'm just going to get mad again. Our wide receiver group is, I mean, it's great, but we don't have a lot of depth. Because, I mean, we cut Cody Thompson. Derek Young, I thought he was going to be done for the season with the abdominal injury, but somehow he was able to come back. D. Eskridge, I'm about done with him. I think he needs to go. I'm ready for him to go. After that first 49ers game, when he had a couple of good punt returns or kick returns, and then his one snap on offense, he got a fly sweep and ran for 10 or 11 yards and a first down. But we don't use fly sweeps often enough for that to matter. But D. Eskridge is made of glass, and that's why I want him gone, because he played one offensive snap and returned a couple kicks in that Niners game, and since then, he has been injured. He hasn't done anything since then. He has been on and off the injury report. At the beginning of the week, every single fucking week, he's like a full participant, and it looks like, oh, he's going to play again. And then by the time Friday rolls around, he's not participating. So I don't understand it. It's so frustrating. It's so incredibly frustrating that we have to deal with. I've never seen someone that's more injury prone than D. Eskridge. He literally, I don't understand it. He played maybe 4 to 5 snaps almost a month ago, and he's still not able to play. And it's not just that he had a big injury. It's that the week after that game, he was still practicing. And then he practices throughout the week and then just gets worse. And then the next week, practices, and then it gets worse. Oh my God. Gonna get mad again. All right, let's stop talking about this. Let's start talking about the upcoming schedule of the Seahawks. Now, these next 4 games are, crucial. We need to win out, most likely, because here's the thing. I think the Rams are going to lose. This is why I'm rooting for the Cowboys and Eagles to keep winning, aside from this game tonight. I'm rooting for the Cowboys and Eagles to keep winning so that the 49ers have to keep winning to secure that number 1 seed, because they face the Rams in the last week of the season. So, we need them to beat the Rams, and I think they will. But if they've already locked up that 1 seed by week 18 and they're resting starters, and the Rams win, we're out of the playoffs. And that's just the scenario. Because they face the Saints on Thursday Night Football. Right? Thursday, yep. They face the Saints on Thursday Night Football. They face the Giants the next week. And they're coming off a mini bye. And then they face the Niners. So, they could beat the Saints and the Giants. So, if they beat the 49ers, then if the Rams win out, then they 100% take a playoff spot away from us. Because they have the head-to-head over us. And even if we win out and finish 10-7, and they finish 10-7, they're ahead of us. So the only scenario where we win out and they win out and we get a playoff spot is if the Vikings lose one of their next 3, which is pretty likely, and the Saints lose one of their next 3. So we would still make it as the 7 seed, but really, really would not be great. But a lot of games this week helped us out. The Buccaneers pounding the Packers. Oh man, that was huge. That was awesome. Knocks the Packers down a peg, and they, after losing to the Giants, they basically had to win out. And they lost here in a game that they should have won, but they didn't, and that's great. And the Vikings losing helped us out a lot too, because if we look at let's look at this for a second. If the Packers win and the Vikings win, Vikings are 8-6, Packers are 7-7. That means we're 1 game behind. That means even if we win here, we're still the 9 seed. Which is really, really shitty. And even if we look at the current scenarios, we're still the 8 seed if we win because the Rams won. But yeah, knocking the Packers and Vikings down a peg, definitely, it was huge in terms of increasing our playoff hopes. If the Packers won and the Vikings won, I probably wouldn't even be making a video right now because there would be almost no chance for us to make the playoffs. But them losing, them having, the Packers have a worse record than us right now. So if we win tonight, we're 1 game ahead of them. And the Vikings are only 1 game ahead of us. So if we look at their upcoming schedule, they have the Lions twice, and what team? What other team? Hold up, I'm gonna try to guess. I'm gonna try to figure out. Okay, so they face the NFC South, but they've already faced all 4 of their NFC South teams, right? They face the Saints. They beat the Saints. The Falcons. They already played. All right. So they face the NFC South and the AFC West. Do they have the Broncos? No, they already lost to the Broncos. Okay. I really want to do this. Okay, so they face the AFC West, and then they also face the Bills. Right? Did they already play the Bills? Vikings, Bills. That was last year. So they didn't play the Bills? Wait a minute. Hang on, this doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. So if they're facing the AFC West this year, then that means they faced the AFC East 2 years ago, which means they should face the Bills. Am I going crazy? What the fuck? Okay, let's just look and see who they play. They play the fucking Packers. Okay, that makes sense. But huh? Okay, I need to look up the Vikings schedule. Who the fuck? Okay, let's see. Bucks, yep. Eagles, AFC West, NFC South. Boom, boom. Okay. The Bengals. Huh? Okay. Interesting. Maybe I'm just confused because maybe it works different for the NFC West. Because, for the NFC West, you face, an AFC division every year. And for us, it just rotates clockwise. Right? Yes. Last year we played the AFC West. This year, AFC North. Next year, AFC East. Rotates clockwise. So, I always thought it did that for every team. But I guess it doesn't. Because they played the AFC North 2 years ago. And now facing the AFC West this year. Which means they faced the AFC East last year. So that's weird. They went AFC North, AFC East, AFC West. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get why it wouldn't just rotate clockwise like the NFC West does. But I thought every team did that. I guess not. All right. Well, that's news to me. That's very interesting. Wow. I'm kind of stunned, flabbergasted, if you will. So that's weird. Okay. Wow. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, they're giving me ads for Claire's earrings because I got my sister some earrings for Christmas from Claire's. She recently got her ears pierced, and she's having fun with it. I got her. Do they show? Oh, they don't show. The ones that I got her. I got her like some stud earrings, like some diamond, like almost looking like that, and then I got her some butterfly earrings. She's 5, so it's okay. If she was older than 10, I would not get her butterfly earrings because that's weird for a tween to be wearing butterfly earrings. But for a 5-year-old, it's fine. All right. Let's talk about football. So, yeah, let's go into this game tonight. So, this game, honestly, I can't say I'm looking forward to it because I haven't looked forward to Seahawks football in about a month. The last time I was looking forward to a game was that Washington Commanders game because I knew we would win that. And the last 4 games, I knew we would lose. So, was never looking forward to them. Who the fuck's texting me? Someone is texting me about job opportunities at a preschool. I am not interested in that, so I'm going to reply stop so you don't send me any more messages. Don't know where the fuck they came from. Maybe they saw my LinkedIn profile. Okay. Hang on, let me... Man. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about football. Let's talk about this game because I've been streaming for how long? Let's check this. Nearly a half hour. Wow, look at that quality. Oh, so great. Okay. All right, I'm gonna pause this so that it's not interfering with my ship. Damn. That sucks ass. My girlfriend's basement flooded apparently this morning. Well, not much I can do about that. So maybe go over there with some sponges. Okay. So, let's finally talk about this game. So, injury report, we have Nick Ballore is questionable, but he doesn't do anything on this team anyway, even though we gave him a bigger contract than any fullback ever deserves, and he doesn't do anything. So, that doesn't matter if he's out. Okay. I'm getting so distracted right now. Because I don't know. I look down at my texts and then I'm texting, you know? I mean, that's just how it goes, you know? But, yeah, no, Okay, let's put my phone down, pretend it's not here while I check it one more time. Okay, putting my phone down. Phone is down. Phone is gone. All right. So tonight's game, injury report. I talked about Nick Bellore. Gino. People think he's not gonna play. I think he's gonna play. I'm 95% confident he's gonna play. I think they're leaving it as questionable because Pete Carroll wants the Eagles to have to game plan for both Gino and Drew Lock, so then some of their focus comes off of scheming for everything else. So I think he wants them to be worried about both QBs so that maybe they're distracted. Makes sense. So I think Gino will play. I don't know if Spoon will play. I hope he does, but I don't know. Without him, I mean, this defense is going to suck either way. As we've seen in that Cowboys game, even with Spoon, this defense sucks ass. And I don't know if Jamal is going to play. It looks like he's likely to play, but honestly, it might be a better thing if he doesn't play. Maybe try out Kobe Bryant at safety. But, yeah. So, we're pretty injured, but the Eagles have some injuries as well. The Eagles, Cam Jurgens is out, Darius Slay is out, and Zach Cunningham is out. And that's huge. Cam Jurgens is one of their best offensive linemen. Their O-line is their biggest strength. So, him being down is huge. It's a ton of help for us. He is one of the main parts of their offensive line. He's not a great pass protector, but he's really important in the run game. But the last few weeks, our run game has sucked ass. So I don't know if it matters if he's there or not. But it's still a big help there. And then we go to their defensive side, and Zach Cunningham, their linebacker, he's really good for them. They did just sign Shaq Leonard, so he'll probably fill in for what Zach Cunningham, is going to do, or isn't going to do. But, yeah, he's really big, especially in their run game. But he is good at pass coverage, too. So him being down is definitely helpful for us. And Darius Slay, honestly, it might be a good thing, might not, because DK always burns Darius Slay anyway. But still, they're down one of their starters, and that's going to be helpful. And then Jalen Hurts is incredibly injured. Not injured, incredibly sick. He's been quarantining from the team. He hasn't been practicing that much. And he feels like shit. So we can use that to our advantage. I hope he plays, because Marcus Mariota lit us up on the Falcons last year, and he didn't do that to many other defenses. So I hope Marcus Mariota doesn't play, because I think he will beat us. But if Jalen Hurts does play, I feel good about that, because he's like Josh Allen in a way. He forces throws. He likes to take off and run. He takes risks, and when QBs take risks, you can capitalize on that. So you can get some batted passes, maybe maybe he's trying to scramble, hanging in the pocket too long, you get a strip sack, something like that. And if he's not feeling very well, then it's probably going to be even tougher for him. His muscles are probably weaker. He probably can't hold onto the ball as well. He probably can't grip it as well. Probably can't throw super far. So I feel good if Jalen Hurts is playing. I feel better than if Marcus Mariota is playing. And overall, that's basically all the injuries in this game, or illnesses. Um, this game, I don't know. I feel like we should win this game, but I felt that way about the Cowboys game, and you know how that went. I feel like we should win this game. Because we're at home. We got an extra day to prepare. We've lost 4 straight, so we really have nothing to lose here. So I think we should go all out. We need to use the middle of the field. We're not going to do it, but we need to. Because, okay, look at this. The best offensive scheme for our roster is tight end heavy sets. And we don't do that. We have 3 really good tight ends that aren't being used, that are being paid way more than they should based on how we're using them. And, what else is there to say? Not much. What I would do, use DK, use Lockett, take the corners away. Take these 2 corners away from the play, make the deep safeties drop back, and then use JSN and your tight ends to work the middle of the field. That's what you need to do. JSN is a slot receiver that is best when he's used in the middle of the field. We're not using him that way because Pete Carroll, but he needs to be utilized through the middle of the field. And we're not doing that, but against this team, Darius Slay's out, so whoever's in for him is probably going to be pretty twitchy. Whenever DK goes, he's going to go. Zach Cunningham is out. He's their primary pass coverage linebacker. So if we're talking about working the middle of the field with a real speedy receiver like JSN, and they're going to have Shaq Leonard, his first game with the Eagles. I think so. Maybe he played it in the Cowboys game, but I don't think so. I think he was very limited. His first full game with the Eagles, he's going to have to go up against JSN, work in the middle of the field. I love that matchup. I love that. They're down their primary pass coverage linebacker, and they're down their starting corner, their cornerback 1. So the backup is going to be twitchy because he's going up against DK, and that's how you use it. That's how you use your receivers and your tight ends. Okay, your tight ends are going to be critical in this game. I think they know how bad their secondary is. So they're going to be so focused on taking away the deep ball. I think they're going to have lots of drop back safeties throughout the course of this game. So I think we're going to have a lot of man with a zone safety keeping an eye on DK. That's what's going to happen. I think DK is going to be double teamed a lot in this game because they saw what he did to the Cowboys and to the Niners when we used him. And I think their primary goal should be taking away DK. So that's when we need to use JSN. That's what we got him for. Work the middle of the field, use tight ends, get a couple of dig routes going. I love it. Are we going to do that? No. But we need to. And this also helps our run game, too. Sure, they have a really good run defense. That's their D-line. Jalen Carter isn't good at run defense. So hopefully when we run it, he is in there. But he's only good at pass rushing. He's not great at run defense. So we could definitely use that to our advantage, but they do tend to take him out during running plays. But, I think I saw his numbers. I think he's played like 330 pass snaps and then like 100 rushing snaps. So they definitely try to limit him when it comes to, because they know his run defense is a weakness. But I think if we get some of those nice canine shifty runs where he dances around and breaks through the initial push of the D-line, then, like I talked about, Darius Slay is out, Zach Cunningham is out, and their secondary is not that good at tackling. So if we can get past the initial push of the D-line, we could have some big, big runs. Because past their, I'm even going to say front seven, even though they're missing Zach Cunningham, I don't know what there is to be happy about on this defense. So if we can get even 2, maybe 3 runs, and maybe Charbonnet is the guy for this, to just break through. But he's not that speedy. What I'm thinking of is if K9 can just squeeze his way through, he's got speed, he can take off. With their, back seven as limited and weak as they are, I think K9 could, if he can get some bounces out, I think he could really take advantage of this poor back seven. All right, so I guess it's time to pick the game. I don't know, because of how bad our defense is and the fact that we might not have Spoon, I don't know, but we should win. We're at home. I'm gonna go with us winning here. But again, we'll go to the playoff machine afterwards and do scenarios where we don't win this game. But for right now, I'm gonna have us winning the game. I might be putting a little too much faith in my team that has let me down for the past 4 weeks, but I believe. All right, let's go to this next week. Let's save this one for last. Let's go through the games that don't matter as much as the Seahawks games, obviously. Bengals, Steelers, I think Bengals take this. The Steelers have been really bad. And they're starting Mason Rudolph, so not very good. Chargers, Bills are on fire. They should blow out the Chargers. But you think about this, they're coming off a mini bye, and teams the game after firing their head coach are usually really, really good. So this is a rough one. I'm still going to pick the Bills, but the Chargers at home off a mini bye and a brand new coach, they're probably going to be pretty fucking fired up. So this should be a really close game, a really good game. Texans, Browns. I'm going to go CJ Stroud to get this win because he's coming back, and the Browns defense has not looked that great lately. So I got him taking that win. Broncos, of course. I hope they make the playoffs, man. Go Broncos. Go Russ. Chiefs are going to take that. Let's go Jets. They're both eliminated, so this game does not matter. Falcons, Colts. Colts, because the Falcons suck ass. They are plummeting right now. And this taking a loss here definitely hurts their chances at winning the division. And I think they might be out of it, honestly, after this loss. Bucks, Jags. I think Jags win, but actually, let's think about this. Trevor Lawrence is in concussion protocol. I'm gonna go with the Bucks to get that win. Okay. Dolphins, Cowboys. Cowboys are not good away. However, bounce back week. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins here, but that's a hard one to pick. Why is this a Monday Night Football game? No one wants to fucking watch that. Oh, they have 2 Monday Night Football games? Oh. It's Christmas. My bad. My bad. That's my bad. Forgot about that. All right. All right. So we're going to have to sit through that game. Probably not going to watch it. Probably not going to watch this one either, but I'm definitely going to watch that one. This one, I'm going to go with the Niners to win. I don't think anyone can stop them right now. Saints, Rams. I think the Rams win this. I mean, both teams had big wins, but I think the Rams win it because they look unstoppable right now too. I mean, it took the Ravens, the best team in the AFC, overtime to beat them. So, all right, here, bounce back week for Green Bay. I think they get that win. I mean, the Panthers got their second win of the season. They're feeling really good right now, and they're going to come back down to earth in this game. And the Packers are going to have a bounce back week. This one at home, the Lions. Again, Vikings bounce back week, but also the Lions just won 42-17. They're feeling really good. I think they could come back down to earth. I am going to go with the Vikings to win this, but I mean, again, we're going to go through scenarios where they don't win this game. Bears, Cardinals. I think Cardinals get this win. Kyler Murray's been playing really well. And then Eagles, obviously. All right. Let's look at Seahawks, Titans. This one, we're away. Not ideal. But this one, I think Will Levis is going to have a field day. Field day against this defense. But against their defense, I think we'll be able to do pretty well. I'm going to give us the win, of course. But, this one is one that I think a lot of Seahawks fans are looking at as an easy win. And, I mean, before the season, I looked at that and I was like, okay, pretty easy win. But I'm not so sure anymore. Okay. Now let's go here. We're wrapping up the AFC versus NFC matchups. You know what? That is crazy. Wow, that's remarkable. Wow, what a feat. The Seahawks and Steelers are the last AFC versus NFC matchup this year, aside from the Super Bowl. That's pretty cool. We are the last regular season AFC versus NFC matchup. That's cool. It's an honor. All right. Browns, Jets. Browns get that win for sure. Joe Flacco going against the Jets. That'll be nice. I think Colts get this win at home. I'm going with the Dolphins here to get this win because the Dolphins just have the Ravens number. They always beat the Ravens, so I don't see it changing right now. Bills take that. I think Texans take that. And now the Jags are looking fucking... They're fucked. But they're going to get this win, so... Alright. I think the Bengals beat the Chiefs there because the Bengals just always beat the Chiefs. Burrowhead. Even without Burrow, I think they win because the Chiefs look not great. I'll go with the Broncos at home to get that win. I'm going to go with the Cowboys at home. They're undefeated at home. I don't see that changing. This one, I'm going to go with the Giants to upset here. That's just what I think is going to happen. If they don't lose to the Giants, I think they lose to the Saints. I think they lose one of those two games. If they don't, fuck. But I think they lose one of those two games, one of the games that they're supposed to win. Going with the Niners to win this one, and then I'm going with this one's rough. I'll just go with the Bucks because they're at home, and then they essentially win the division with that. The Falcons, I just don't believe in the Falcons. I think they're really bad. I don't know how they already have 6 wins. I'm going to go with the Vikings at home, and that essentially takes the Packers out of the playoff race. Now we look at our team. We're at home. We're really good at home. Kenny Pickett probably won't be back. And the Steelers' defense is, like the Browns, the Steelers' defense is not looking very good. So I think we get this win. Again, I'm a Seahawks fan, so it might be biased. But, all right. Patriots win this because they don't fucking lose to the Jets. They just don't. They don't. They don't lose to the Jets. Dolphins, I think the Dolphins at home get that win. But if they win, Bills are in. Too bad. That sucks. Okay. All right. Steelers, Ravens. I think Steelers end their losing streak. End their Mike Tomlin winning streak. And it's too bad. But what are you going to do? You know? Browns are going to win this because they always beat the Bengals. This one is rough. Whoever wins this in this game essentially wins the division unless... Jags still can't win it. Although whoever loses, the Jags will jump ahead of them. Yes. So, yeah, the Jags will win this, and then whoever wins this game wins the division. Whoever loses is out of the playoffs. I'm going to go with the Texans because I don't think they lose twice to the Colts. I just don't. I really don't. Chiefs are gonna win this. And then I have the Broncos winning that. And look, they're in the playoff picture. And that knocks the Jaguars out of it. So this looks like it's likely my final AFC playoff picture. It's gonna be Dolphins, Ravens, Chiefs, Texans, leaving these two out of it. I'm glad at the beginning of the year I didn't have the Jaguars making the playoffs. So I like it. And then Browns, Bengals, Broncos as your wild card round. All right. Now let's go to these games. I think it doesn't matter because the Bucs already won their division. I think the Panthers win this one. I think they'll, because even if the Bucs win, and the Lions lose, they're not. Oh, they are jumping ahead. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Why does it say 4 a.m.? At 4 a.m.? No. But Lions are winning that one anyway. I'm going with the Panthers to win that. This one, I'll go with the Saints because it doesn't matter. I'm going with the Commanders. Yeah, even if they win and they lose, okay, it would be a win, but they're winning that. And Commanders are beating the Cowboys because they're just going to lose. They're just going to lose. I'm going to go with the Packers to get this one. And how funny would it be if we lose to the Cardinals here? But we still make the playoffs either way here. And then San Fran is going to win. If they lose, the Rams still don't make the playoffs, I don't believe. Not in this scenario that I've done. But Niners are going to win it anyway. All right. And let's look at the playoff picture with these scenarios that I have here. I have us as a 6th seed and the Vikings as a 7th seed, which is pretty good because I'd rather face the Lions than the Eagles, depending on how tonight goes. But let's just do our predictions for the playoffs right now, I guess. Let's go for it. Texans, Browns. Browns just find ways to win, man. They just do. I'm still going to go with the Texans, though. This one, Broncos upset. Chiefs get knocked out in the wild card round. How great would that be? I'm going to go with the Ravens to get that one. Here, Cowboys win that. Let's go with Eagles win that. This one's rough. We already beat the Lions. Honestly, the Lions have not looked good. Their defense is really not good. And Jared Goff has been turning the ball over a lot. I'd go with the Seahawks win here because the Seahawks just don't lose to the Lions. So that'd be great if we won a game. But it's not going to last because San Fran would win that one. And then Eagles at home, I'd go to get that win. All right. Ravens are winning that. I just don't. How funny would it be if the Broncos came back and beat the Dolphins? I don't see it happening. All right. And then once again, the Dolphins always beat the Ravens, and they're at home. Dolphins going to the Super Bowl. And I think San Fran out. Although, I'm going to go with the Eagles. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles because I said it weeks ago. I said whoever loses in this Eagles-Niners game is going to win in the playoffs. Because I think they face each other, obviously. And I think whoever lost that game is going to come back in the playoffs with vengeance on their mind, and they're going to win. All right, Eagles-Dolphins Super Bowl. Even right now, it seems so unlikely. But I think it's going to happen, and it's a rematch. But look at this. I think I still lean Eagles. But their secondary has been a lot worse now than it was when they played, but I'm still leaning Eagles. Eagles win the Super Bowl, sure. Okay, let's get out of here. Now we're going to look at this. So let's look at the other scenarios that happen here. Let's fill out all this shit. Let's fill it out the way I had it before. Boom, 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 boom. I didn't have them winning that game, did I? Doesn't matter. I had them winning. All right. All right. So this is how I had it, I believe. But now we're going to look at it a different way. So if everything goes this way and we lose to the Eagles, we're still the 7th seed because the Rams lost to the Giants. Now, if the Rams beat the Giants, we're out of the playoffs. And that's just a scenario. If we don't win out and the Rams win their next 2 games, we are likely out of the playoffs. Unless, nope, because that just puts Green Bay in there. And yeah, we're likely, unless, did I have them? I had them beating the Lions. Yep, unless the Vikings lose, get swept by the Lions, and beat the Packers. Because if they beat the Packers here, Packers jump ahead of us and we're out. So if we lose this game and the Rams are going to win their next 2, we would need the Vikings to get swept by the Lions, but then also beat the Packers. Because the Packers have the tiebreaker over us. So if they finish with the same record, they're up. So we need them both to finish at 8 and 9, and then we're good. Whereas we had them winning this. Let's say they lose to the Saints, then New Orleans, who still has the tiebreaker over us, would jump ahead. That's the problem when you look at this stuff. A lot of these teams have the tiebreaker over us. Minnesota, Green Bay, the Rams, and the Saints all have the tiebreaker over us. So that's why it's really essential that we win some of these games. Because if we lose 2 of our next 4, it's done. It's done. We're done. So we'd love to win out, but we could win 3 of our next 4, and we could make it. We just have to have things happen for us, like the Rams losing one of these. And even so, we'd need some more help, even if that doesn't happen. Let's say this does happen, and then the Rams win out. We'd still make the playoffs, but as the 7th seed, even finishing 10-7. I don't think that's going to happen because it's San Francisco at home, and I think they win. I think they always beat the Rams. That's just what happens. Here's the scenario here. The Vikings have the tiebreaker over the Rams. So if the Rams do finish 10-7, and so do the Vikings, the Vikings would win the division at this point. Interesting. Oh, so I have them winning out, yeah. How funny would that be if the Lions fucking just lose out? Because the thing is, we have the head-to-head over the Lions. So we should be rooting for the Lions to lose out. And it's honestly possible. They play the Vikings twice, division opponent, and the Cowboys, who I think they lose to. So it's definitely possible for them to lose out, but it's likely not going to happen. I'm going to have them back to winning this game. So yeah, it looks like, let's change that to what's actually going to happen. Yeah, it looks like Seattle has a good chance at making the postseason as long as they take care of business. If they go 10-7, they're almost guaranteed a spot, right? But even at 9-8, they have a chance, right? Because if you look at it, if you want to say that Vikings get swept by the Lions, then Seattle makes it. If you want to say the Vikings don't sweep the Packers, in which case we still don't make it. But Minnesota would drop to a worse record, and then all we'd have to have happen is for Los Angeles to lose one of these games to either the Saints or the Giants. And there you go. But again, if the Saints do win, they would fill in, and then we just need them to lose here. Right? But still having New Orleans win here is much better. Let's do that. Is much better than having the Rams win, because Rams have a bigger tiebreaker over us than the Saints do. And then let's go to this one, in which we would be in the playoffs if they get swept by the Lions. And then it would be us and New Orleans. I think this is a really good scenario. If we finish 9-8 and make the playoffs, I think this is the best case scenario with New Orleans ahead of us. Because I think they're... Although... No, I was going to say, I think they're the team that could somehow find some wins and go furthest, but I think the Vikings are the most likely team in this scenario. All right, let's go back to a Seahawks win here. And then if we look at this and have the Vikings winning out, then it would be they'd win the division, and we'd be over Detroit still because head-to-head. Where now, if we go to the Rams. Where are the Rams? Right here. The Rams winning out, then we would drop. And Detroit would be out, which would be pretty fucking funny. Green Bay mathematically can't win their division anymore because there's 3 games left and Detroit has 10 wins. So Green Bay is already out on winning that division. So it's between Detroit and Minnesota. And for that to happen, Minnesota would have to win out and the Lions would have to lose out, which isn't a very likely scenario. But I mean, those are pretty much all the playoff scenarios. So it's if the Seahawks are 10-7, there's a 95% chance we make the playoffs. If we're 9-8, there's still a pretty good chance. We just have to have some games go our way, such as this game, and some of the Vikings games, such as this, or probably this. So yeah, we just need them to finish 9-8, these 2 teams as well as this team, and that's it, basically. So let's see. Let's look at this. Oh, that's crazy. They get the number 1 seed. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If the Rams win out, I think it's done for the playoffs. If we go 9-8 and the Rams win out, I think our playoff hopes are pretty much done because they have the head-to-head. But I don't see that happening. And yeah, I think Seattle has a pretty damn good chance at getting this one, because I don't think the Rams beat the Saints and the Giants. I think they could probably lose to the Saints. But I'm thinking Giants at home take care of Bidnass. I just think it happens. So, all right. These are the scenarios I have. I think we've about covered everything. I did most of my talking about this roster and about the Eagles game. But I think more Claire's shit. What the fuck? Damn. All right. That's going to do it for me. You know what? I might stream some games, too. On my other channel. I might go and do that. Because I feel like I might want to play some Phasmophobia. But, alright. That's going to do it for today. So, yeah. Alright, who said this? So if we win out, are we in no matter what? Pretty much. I mean, that's what I was just saying. Yeah. Yeah, if we win out, unless the Rams win out and the Vikings win out, which isn't going to happen because the Rams play the 49ers and the Vikings play the Lions twice. I mean, they have 3 divisional opponents in their last 3 games. So, yeah, if we win out, we're in, and we don't have to worry about anything other than who we're facing in the playoffs. But, yeah. All right. I'm gonna end the stream and probably go play some games because I'm feeling like hunting some ghosts. So maybe I'll play Left 4 Dead. Actually, that's a good choice. Let's take a look at our games right here. That's a good choice. We could play Phasmophobia. We could play Left 4 Dead. What the fuck? I never played this game. Is this shit any good? I don't know. Why do I have Poppy playtime? I've never played this either. I think my sister wanted me to get it because she's like, I saw it on YouTube and it's scary. So I got it, but I never played it. That's a good choice. Left 4 Dead 2 or Phasmophobia. I don't fucking know. I'll figure it out. I could put people in timeout. Damn, dog. Hold up. I could put Brady in timeout. Wow, that's awesome. Hell yeah. Alright, I'm going to end the stream. Fuck it. See y'all.